we felt like this is it. We don't have to go anywhere else.
Hi, and this is Ravya.
This is Sakshi.
This is Shivam.
We're staying at a 3 BHK beautiful home, 1340 square feet.
We want to have our first baby in our own house. We look around when we decided to have our own place. We saw a couple of properties. This one we stuck to. This was in our budget and everything. My favorite place in the house is this spot. I spend a lot of my time here. We have a great view of TV, and I also like working here.
And my favorite spot is near the crockery unit. I am a crockery enthusiast, so I like collecting different kinds of crockery and placing it there. So half of my time just goes gazing at that crockery. So while exploring the interior plans, our priority was first the budget, of course. We wanted something that fits in our budget. And at the same time, we had specific designs in our mind, and so we wanted those to mandatorily be accustomed in the design plan. And at the same time, we also wanted a designer who was very open to all kinds of perspectives and might also give us suggestions, because we are working people and we might not have idea on that scale as good as a designer might have. So we wanted their perspective as well. So those were the two priorities I think were very much important for us while going for an interior design for our flat. I did have a checklist in place before reaching out to Decorpot or any other interior company for that matter. For example, I wanted my TV unit to look a certain way. I wanted my sofa to fit in the living room, and there were many other check boxes, but the primary was the budget, of course. And I felt that out of all the interior companies that I had reached out to, the most economic and at the same time the most qualitative work was done by Decorpot, and which made it stand out for me, and that's the reason why we decided to go ahead with Decorpot in the first place. So we had explored a lot of experience centers, and this was probably the last one to look at because we finally made the deal right away. And the moment we entered, we could see the finish of all the products and the color combinations and everything at the experience center, which actually made us
And also there were a lot of options. If you see many
Right.
like handles and everything, there were a lot of options there, right?
right. So we felt like this is it. We don't have to go anywhere else. Since we both are working professionals and might not have the time to visit the property every now and then, we wanted one organized and structured organization that can take up the responsibility, and Decorpot honestly has just done that. They've given me information of whichever activity was happening on the property with images, so that we are sitting comfortably at our place and working without any tension in mind. Like I mentioned before, one of my priority was to have a designer who was very upfront about the designs that I am suggesting. I did not want a designer who was just going with the flow of whatever I am saying. I wanted them also to suggest some things which might not actually work. So our designer did just that. There were incidents where I wanted for example, I wanted pocket door in the temple, and it had to be a glass pocket door, but she suggested against it. She was very vocal about it, which I highly appreciate, and she suggested that if you go ahead with that, it might break at any point. So she suggested another option of having an MDF board with the CNC jali, and honestly speaking, that came out really, really well, and I'm very happy that she was very much vocal about all the suggestions that I was giving and that she had suggested.
I think 95 to 98% matches what we had it expected from the interior.
And I think the 2% that we missed out is because of the suggestions that they gave and how it turned out to be better than what we imagined.
Yes. We got the painting done from the external vendors. So they gave us a 2 weeks of span into that we can get our painting done.
And then
they will
do
do
the
the
deep
deep cleaning. So we really like
So
about
they
it. We
held
don't have
on to that process so that we can get our painting work done, and then they do the deep cleaning.
Because it saves us our money only, because after the painting is done,
They were very considerate
yeah.
of that. For choosing Decorpot was the quality that Decorpot was offering, along with the pricing. I mean, it was so economical, and we've reached out to other vendors as well, but I don't recall if they ever guaranteed or provided the quality of materials that Decorpot has provided, along with the rates that Decorpot has provided. So I think that was the major point that stood out for us for choosing Decorpot in the first place.
Describing Decorpot in one word.
Perfect, must go. And your number one priority for interiors?